What's going on, guys? It's Triple G here, back with another Borderlands free video, and today it's patch day, it's DLC 5 release day, and with DLC 5 they have released a number of changes to the game as well as adding the new content. Guys, if you enjoy this video, please consider subscribing to the channel or join us over on Twitch. We stream 5 times a week. Otherwise, let's get straight into these details. So today Gearbox have released a number of patch notes, and before we get into this top section which talks about what's been added to the DLC, the 4 skill trees, etc, 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 there are some huge changes to Zane which we are going to go down first, and then we will talk about some of the kind of improvements they've made to the game. So if we scoot down to the bottom and we talk about Zane the Operative, with today's patch we have made several changes to Zane skill trees and class mods. Our goals with these changes are to increase the skill tree build diversity as well as remove the reliance on one class mod for builds. While making these changes, we determined that certain skills should be moved in their respective skill trees to a different position. For these skill changes to apply properly, Zane players will need to save and quit their characters once to have their trees updated to the new layout. Skill points that were in the 4 swap skills will be refunded when they load back into the character for the second time. If a player does not have enough points invested to unlock a high skill tier they have previously applied points to, they will need to reapply the refunded skill points before using those higher tier skills. Okay, so first up, the Hitman tree. Death Follows Close is an incredibly strong passive skill, much stronger than the effects of the capstone Seein red. This feels backwards, so we have swapped the position of these 2 skills to represent their value relative to each other. Please remember these changes require you to save and quit. Right, so Death Follows Close and Seein red swapping. That's really interesting. So those of you who know, Death Follows Close applies action skill damage, and Seein red applies you to activate all your kill skills when you activate your action skill. So I actually use both of these in my new 4th skill tree, so this doesn't actually affect me too much. In addition to that, they have added the kill skill bonus to 15% to Seein red and taken it off Death Follows Close. Undercover tree, like the Hitman tree, the mid-tier passive and capstones of this tree have been inverted value relative to their position. This change also allows players to get more value out of their shields and barrier via distributed denial, being much lower in the tree. Please remember these changes require you to save and quit. So they've swapped the positions of confident competence and distributed denial. Now I think this will have a bigger impact to certain builds on Zane. Now confident competence, if you didn't know, applied gun damage of 35% when your shield was full. Now that's at the bottom of the tree. It'll be really interesting to see how that works. Distributed denial is the skill that you get your shield abilities on your barrier, which only works on not a lot of shields, so it'd be interesting to see how that works. Then we move on to the double agent tree. Given the percentage chance of a duct tape mod proccing, it could spell disaster for Zane in close quarters combat. Now the players don't have to worry about accidentally downing themselves when a grenade is launched. So duct tape mod now grants Zane immunity to damage from his weapons and grenades. Oh wow, okay, that's huge. That's huge. I read that earlier, but I've reread it. That's huge. In terms of class mods, so rework the ability to allow shields to refill before it's broken whenever an action skill is activated. Interested? Seein dead, they've lowered the action skill damage bonus. I think this is a good thing. I do think this is a good thing. You're still going to get your gun damage from the Seein dead and from your skill trees, but you're lowering that action skill damage bonus, and you've got some from your Seein red now as well, which is lowering your tree, so most people will probably have that available. Amara the Siren, certain types of damage were unintentionally being passed through to the enemies caught in the Siren's face grasp. These changes prevent those interactions. Ties that bind is being nerfed, guys. There's no way around it. Ties that bind is being nerfed, and it should be. So there it is. Weapon anointments that increase weapon damage or melee damage after face slam now work properly. Updated the Muse class mod to prevent double dipping on damage modifiers. That one's really interesting. So there are times where I would use the Muse on Amara, and I think I'll probably go back to the Phase Zerker there. Then we have Flak the Beastmaster. Pets will now receive damage buffs from the global grenade anointment. Very interesting. Very interesting. So on grenade thrown, that's that anointment, will now buff your pets, which is nice. Address the reporting concern that when dealing critical hits rapid succession while using the rack attack action skill head count passive, rack attack charges would not be gained properly and the cooldown timer was reset. Very good. Very, very good. Now Flak will get his action skills back exactly how they were designed. Really good. Then we go on to the Echo Cast update with support for next gen, added 4th skill trees, it's added support for arms race. When watching a streamer, you'll be able to use the Echo Cast during arms race. The inventory skills and guardian tabs are hidden. The rare chest event is also deactivated and replaced with the extractor breach. I have a video in this. You're going to be able to get arms race loot from just watching me or any other streamers. It's really, really, really cool. And when in arms race, you're going to be able to view a map, and it's going to show really good locations like extractors, respawns, boss area, death circles. So actually, sometimes, particularly if you're playing co-op and you're actually a dead character, you can ask your chat what exactly they need, where you need to go, and they're going to be able to interact with you, which is really, really cool. There's some more hot fixes as well, so we'll brush through these. So enabled purple E-Tech pistols to drop in the game, increase the resolution on Zero's bounty board, address the previous change that was causing some PC users to unable to drop equipped gear. And then we've got huge amount of weapon buffs. This is a huge patch, guys. So phaser, increased damage. Ion laser, increased damage, increased number of projectiles when the trigger is stopped. So the ion laser, if you hold it and then release it, it releases some extra projectiles. Shredder fire, more damage. Trevinator, more damage. Tungusta, more damage. Link, rebel yell. Hornet, more damage. Hornet also gets splash damage radius. Nemesis, more damage. Flacker, more damage. So that's a ton of weapon buffs as well to go with the action skill changes, skill tree changes. And then on top of that, if we go back up to the top, we have the additional 4th skill trees being added, and arms race if you've got season pass 2, the multiverse final form cosmetics to those that own season pass 1 or have bought season pass 2, and you get mayhem 11 as well. We're going to get some more anointments too, specific to the 4 skill trees that buff action skill damage. In addition to that, this one is really interesting. Whiffing the action skill is gone. You are no longer going to be able to fake grasp or whiff into the air, which is a good change in my opinion. And that brings all the characters even in that respect. So that is it for today's video, guys. It is a huge update with massive amount of changes. It's going to take us a while for these changes to all settle in. It's going to affect a lot of builds and a lot of weapons. Guys, if you have enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel or join us over on Twitch. We stream 5 times a week. And otherwise, I'll catch you on the flip.